Ladies and gentlemen, this is Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. So you may be asking yourself, this game looks cool. How do I play this game? Well, I'm going to be giving you a very entry-level, bare-bones look at what to look for when playing Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. We're going to go ahead and start by going into training mode. Let's go ahead and, you see all of these Rangers. I went ahead and got the first couple season passes, I think from Senzazeric Blue all the way down to Daishi, who is the most recent one. These are locked behind a season pass. These are the ones you start with. You start with about 9 characters. And 9 doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I can tell you that each character offers something dynamically different. So we're going to go and start with some bare bones characters. Red is going to be your Ryu of the game. Probably one of your better assist type characters is going to be somebody like Cat Minx.
Not by a long.
And one that's really good with combos is going to be Gia Morgan. Now the next thing that you're going to see is when you select your team, you also have to select your Zord. When you lose at least one ally, you have the option to summon a Megazord who will randomly help you for a short period of time. I personally like to go with Dragon Zord just because it has more reach on the horizontal axis. And so we're going to go ahead and just throw some random characters in. Eric, Anubis, and Udana are going to be really good for when you're building your advanced team. But we're not going to worry about that right now. I haven't actually messed with the SPD Ranger. And we're just going to go into the training mode right over here. And we're going to try to break it down as simply as we possibly can. Now, you may have heard some of the comparisons of this being a Marvel game. This is like Marvel vs. Capcom. And as you can see, the move list is pretty straightforward. You have your light, medium, and heavy are assigned to buttons, so very much like Marvel's Capcom 3. You then have your neutral special. Now, I think specials in this case are more like Smash Brothers. So it's going to be neutral, or up is going to give, up or down in this case, is going to give you the same special. You have a forward special and you have your back special. You can also see below that we have Assist 1 and Assist 2. Now, unlike most tag games, you don't hold to bring in an assist like something a la Dragon Ball FighterZ. What happens is, and I will go ahead and demonstrate this right now, you tap to bring an assist out. Now, what you can do as well is, so this can be at any point during the combo that you can summon them out. But, if you tap again, you can actually trade out to the character that you just summoned.
Cat stunners.
We're gonna wait on that for a second. But, that is actually one of the benefits that this game has, is it allows for creativity. As you can kind of see, yep, R1 or R2 during assist. It will actually take you will actually take over the spot mid combo. So with certain specials, you'll see like the person that you have out. Let's see if I can maybe give an example. Up and went a little bit too fast there. So if I was to
Check this out.
there we go. So what happened is, as I did the special for Red Ranger, I then tapped the assist button again to allow me to take control of the new character, but you don't lose the momentum of the previous character. Another example is going to be like, let's see if we bring Gia out. That actually might give a better example here.
You take it!
So as you can see right there, as I was doing the Red Ranger's neutral, that animation did not stop when I called in the next person. So that's where it encourages a lot of creativity right there. Next thing you'll notice is push block. Push block is simply neutral. Let me see if there is a way that I can allow... Perfect. Let's...
Get quantum leap!
So, have to hold block. And as you're blocking, you'll notice...
Alright, who wants to be next?
You'll notice that the... Okay,
Quantum
a little bit out of hand here. Perfect. So you saw the shield motion. That was where the push block was coming into play there. We'll go ahead and next up is going to be your EX. So that's going to be special plus light attack, I believe. Yes. So is that mapped by default? I don't think I have it mapped personally. I think I should have them. Actually, hold on. Button config. So it would be light plus special. So I have that mapped to R2. R2, there we go. And each character is going to have their own different
Tyrannosaurus!
Stop that real quick. So as let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom bar for a second here. So you have your super bar is segmented into 3 different segments. You can effectively do an EX move up to 3 times. And that is especially helpful when you have combo. And the other thing you'll notice as well is you also have access to your super move only takes 2/3 of your super meter. The other thing that Marvel players will be especially familiar with is when you're looking at combos. And I will admit I am not the greatest at combos right now, but you can see your regular stats of stun time and juggle limit, so you can only have, I believe it's 2 juggles per combo. What else do I need to look at? Actually, I need to go back to the move list. Push block, swap strike. So that, I believe, is going to be... Let me double check something real quick. There's your throw. And then... move list. Down plus special plus R1. That's right. So that's going to be like... Yep. So it's gonna be very similar to your Dragon Ball Super, where you push the enemy away to force a tag out. So that's gonna be what you're looking at there.
Cat stunner.
Now, as far as different character types and what I would start out with, actually let's go ahead and
Come on, guys.
tag out
Let's do this.
Red Ranger real quick. There's his neutral. It actually has a little bit of armor guard, and then once it's full, it will actually drop them. And his back is going to be laser.
Tyrannosaurus!
And again, tagging in is actually pretty seamless.
SPD emergency.
Like, the amount of what you can do is... it's practically limitless. When it comes to team dynamics, though, let's go ahead and... I actually have to exit out of here in order to change out the characters again. we're gonna, let's see here. Ranger Slayer is gonna be good for your range naturally because of the bow. Magnet Defender is gonna be a very heavy, almost counter-focused type character. He has some counters. He also has moves that require a lot of startup and windup. I would almost compare his counters to being Marth-like. Lord Draken and Green Ranger, they play very loose and fast, I would say. Let's go ahead and actually make a team real quick with these guys and show a little bit of pros and cons. Goldar, he's a meaty Goldar. He has a bit of mix-up potential. His ceiling is a little bit limited, I would probably say. Mastodon Sentry is rightful, and his super is actually specifically a counter, so you're expecting them to hit when you hit the super, and then that will just wreck them up with an arsenal. Characters like these, I'm actually going to, for the sake of this particular tutorial, since they are a lot behind the season pass, not get into these characters, but these do offer a very dynamic range of playsets on top of what you get with the starter pack. So we're going to go ahead and close this out with Goldar. Oh, and I didn't even show the Zords. Let's, actually the best way to do that is to get into a match. So we're going to do that real quick. Just get a story match going. Our Dragon and Goldar with a Megazord. And then now we're going to be seeing a match in action now with the knowledge that we have of basic movesets, basic team formation, and we're going to see how we do.
Forfeit time!
Keep in mind, this game started at $20, so fidelity is not as high point, but it makes up for with what you can do. So, that's it down. If this character would not block off, great. And similar, low, medium, high combo strings are going to apply here.
Go, Mega Force!
No more!
There we go. Lord Draken's going to come in, and he's definitely a bit of a heavier hitting, not as wide in his special arsenal. Like, you can almost see he's got the Genocide Cutter as the anti-air. A little bit of the Lucian. Push block is important here. Now, clearly with the way that the CPUs work, it's online is definitely going to be a lot harder hitting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to allow one of my characters to die. Maybe that'll give some incentive.
You again.
I like utilizing Goldar's anti-air. I also find things like his down medium allows for covering a lot of ground.
Just don't learn, do you?
This is not really going to be there you go. Almost there. Perfect. So as you saw, once my character died, it allowed for the activation of the Megazord, which you activate with Super Assist 1 and Assist 2, I believe? So for me, that would have been R2, L2, and R1. And with it being late in the match, naturally that would have been the expected result. But you have a limited time frame, I would say, of around 15 seconds. You are gonna probably get around 3, sometimes 4 varying attacks from your Zord. Dragon Zord really specifies, as you saw, the tail and then the stomp. A lot of them will have a stomp asset to them. But that is pretty much a very bare bones, bare minimum entry on what is Power Rangers. I do highly recommend at least giving it a shot. The base game starts at $20. I believe when I got it with the season pass, and that bumped it up to $40. That was for the first season pass. But I think the second season pass is like around $10-15. You can also purchase the characters for around $4.99, $5.99 a piece. And there are deals on it all the time. It is a very critically acclaimed game. It has made a lot of people's Game of the Year, Fighting Game of the Year for 2019. And I would highly recommend Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. And on top of everything else, it has a phenomenal story that carries through with the Power Rangers Shattered Grid comic arc by Boom Studios, which is a fantastic read. It's where the origin of Lord Draken and what is Trini doing in a mech suit? Who is the Ranger Slayer? Why does she look like Kimberly? What is the Mastodon Sentry? It's actually a very fascinating arc. And whether you are a Mighty Morphin fan like me, or have been a fan of the franchise for a long time, and are looking to get a really good fighting game, this is one that I'd recommend. So for this very entry-level What is Power Rangers game, my name is Soul, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.